Hey there, welcome back. Always sort of a surprise that you keep coming back. However, we're glad you do. Well, let's start today with the release of an annual and often controversial report. Talking here of Amnesty International's annual report on the state of human rights around the world. Authors saying hotspots such as Burma, notable for the brutal repression of activists and disregard following Cyclone Nargis, and Pakistan, following the arrest there of thousands of lawyers, journalists, and others, are among the low spots. The authors targeting China, Russia, and the U.S. for, they say, condoning these and other rights abuses. The report clearly thick enough, however, to cast a great deal of blame into a great many laps. The entire 2008 report is available online. Amnesty authors pointing out that the year 2008, marking 60 years since the passage of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and using the occasion to prod governments to do more to protect those most vulnerable to abuse. 2008 marking another anniversary, 10 years since Pakistan's first nuclear tests, and that thanks largely to the work of rogue physicist A.Q. Khan. Well, 10 years later, and under house arrest, Islamists now petitioning Pakistan's new government to release Mr. Khan. Well, the crowds were small and vocal, only about 40 showing up, but police still keeping close watch, preventing protesters from meeting with the physicist. Now, to remind, Dr. Khan detained in 2004 for passing nuclear technology to Libya, North Korea, and Iran. He was pardoned by President Musharraf a month later. Well, here's a problem you just never, ever, ever want to have. No working toilet and no plumber within 350 kilometers. Well, say hello to the latest problem aboard the International Space Station, or the fun ship, as the three-man crew calls it. Specialists say the Russian-made waste management system exhibiting, quote, a failure signature. Well, that's astronaut talk for, well, let's just leave it there. Spare parts, hopefully to be delivered by the space shuttle next week. So, how glad are you that we don't have the relevant B-roll for this story? Such happy music up there, too. You know, there's no way I'm going to make any kind of segue to this next item. Let's just say, however, it's about a book that has set political tongues wagging. The book, former Bush Press Secretary Scott McClellan's memoir, What Happened, leading some in the White House to ask, no doubt, what happened? It's that rare thing from the Bush administration, a tell-all book that tells all. And some of it not so flattering to the president. Now, you can learn all about that and a whole lot more on Election USA. It's VOA's online recap of the week in U.S. politics and a look ahead to what's next in the race for the U.S. White House. You'll find it all on our homepage this weekend, right next to the download. It's the best 3 minutes you'll spend online. Finally today, little known fact. The end of May is one of our favorite times of year. In large measure, because of this. Yes, it's time once again for the cheese-addled of the world to gather in Gloucester, England for the annual cheese roll. Woohoo! Thrill seekers and the just plain hungry flinging themselves down Cooper's Hill in hot pursuit of a 4-kilogram double Gloucester cheese. Now, there's no points for form, and as far as we can tell, there's no purpose to this either, other than it's a tradition. Oh, well, if it's a tradition, then by all means. Winners get to keep the cheese, nice makeup, and any and all broken bones they win in competition. Thank you, thank you, thank you, England. Well, that's your download. We'll see you again tomorrow.